out of the gates with the news that Jalen Carter will not be suspended further for spitting on Dak Prescott. However, he will be fined $57,000, basically one game check. Carter has decided to not appeal and to just simply focus on the Chiefs game this Sunday. Carter was ejected before playing a single snap in Thursday's season opener for his actions. Welcome into an Eagle Eye Takeover edition of Birds Huddle presented by Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL. Rube, what do you make of the way the league handled this Jalen Carter situation?
I think they handled it the right way. This is not an infraction that should get a 2-game suspension. He was already suspended for the 1 game, didn't play a single snap in that game. So I think 2 games would have been excessive for what he did. Look, what he did was awful, but 1/17 of the season is appropriate. So I thought they might ring him up for another game, but I think this is fair. And
the NFL has been very clear that this was a 1-game suspension, retroactive. Their wording on that has been very specific because they want to set a precedent that this in the future will warrant a suspension.
Yeah, and it's interesting to think, like, if he had played, like if this had happened after the first series, like if he had played the Cowboys' first offensive series, what happens then? Does he get another game? Because then he hasn't missed an entire game. So we'll never know, but it was good that he timed it the way he did.
Yeah, the moral of the story, kids, if you have to spit on someone, do it before a single snap. Right?
Exactly.
Don't spit on anyone. That's not.
Please.
That's not good. Earlier today, before the news of the non-suspension, Vic Fangio was asked about Carter's actions. It's our Fresh Bites presented by Acme.
Well, I think the first thing that happens is, now you're down to 4 D linemen, and everybody's rep count's got to go up. So, to me, that's the biggest adjustment. Obviously, you lose the player, which is no good. Got to be focused at the job at hand, and all extracurricular stuff needs to not have any importance to you. To be considered a leader, actions speak louder than words, and he's got to lead through his actions.
Time now for our 3-point stance presented by Toyota. Number 1, pretty simple, Rube. Jalen Carter can't make any more big mistakes like this.
Yeah, and you love the passion he plays the game with and the energy and all that stuff. But this kind of thing, he's just got to be smarter, and he knows it. This wasn't like a personal foul or a roughing the pass or something in the heat of the moment in the game. This was just a stupid act. As stupid as I remember Andre Waters chasing after a receiver after the Eagles played the Saints and kicking him after the game. And he got suspended for a game, and then it was on all over TV that night, and he still denied doing it. But God bless Andre, rest in peace. But this is about the dumbest thing since then, and he's got to grow up. And look, he's a young guy. He's so talented. They need him on the field. You're right. If he does something again, whether it's spitting or whatever it is, he does anything like that again, it's going to be more than 1 game and more than $57,000. So he's got to be a lot smarter.
Yeah, and I think that right now, people are going to say Dak baited him into that. Dak did it first, and I get that because he did. But other people see that, and they now see Jalen Carter as a potential mark, and he has to be aware of that because I think there will be players in this league who will take it upon themselves to say, hey, maybe I can get Jalen Carter out of this game because it's a big win for the opposition if he doesn't have to play.
Yeah, and not only that, refs are going to be looking at him too. They're going to have an extra eyes on him, and he's got to be on his P's and Q's because if he does anything just borderline over the rules, they're gonna ring him up for it. So he's just got to smarten up, and he doesn't do this defense any good sitting on the bench.
Yeah, one of their best players. They need him on the field for sure. Number 2, Vic Fangio today said a lot about the defense without really saying that much. So, Rube, what stood out to you?
Well, a few things, and obviously he talked about Jalen. We watched that sound a minute ago. Didn't give Dory Jackson quite a ringing endorsement. Kind of like, is he going to start against the Chiefs? Well, as of now, kind of thing. And why would he? Look, Dory Jackson did not play well. I'm not sure there's a great alternative right now. He also said he didn't see enough from Jacorian Bennett in his 7 snaps to really have a sense of where he is. There's Keely Ringo. I don't know if there's an ideal option right now. I think CeeDee Lamb, look, he's one of the best in the league, and you kind of figure he's not going to play that bad against the Chiefs, who don't have those high-powered weapons. So I think he deserves another game. I don't know if it's going to be more than that. I think he's going to be on a short leash going into Kansas City. If there was a great option, like a young high pick, second-round pick, a young rookie, somebody on the bench that was an obvious candidate, and maybe Bennett will be that guy. Could be a grass is always greener thing, but I think it can't hurt to find out. I don't think Ja'Cory Bennett could be any worse than Adoree Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, if they had that option, he would have been starting from week one, I think. And Vic talked about Adoree Jackson's technique, and he needs to improve that. My thing with Adoree Jackson, this is not a knock on him. He's a 29-year-old guy in year 9 of his career. Is he really going to get that much better as the season goes on? The answer is probably not. And I don't have a lot of confidence that he's going to be their starting cornerback when they get to week 14, week 15, week 16. So I'm almost of the belief, why not just do it now? Just make the switch. Maybe Ja'Cory Bennett wouldn't be better, but at least we'd know.
And he couldn't be worse, I don't think. Even you look at the numbers, and then they could be a lot worse if CeeDee Lamb hadn't dropped a couple passes when Adoree Jackson was covering him. So I don't know why the reluctance to play Bennett. They went and got him for a reason. So at some point, I think he's going to play. It's a shame it didn't work out with Kelee Ringo. I was really bullish on him coming into training camp. He's fast, he's long, he's athletic. He just had a bad camp.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point they'll give him another shot.
Yeah, he might end up kind of rotating back in and be in the mix again.
It's certainly, there's going to be changes at that position soon.
Speaking of changes, number 3, Howie Roseman is not done reshaping the roster. Since the first game, he's already signed Zadarius Smith, and then he traded for Tank Bigsby. Rube, your thoughts on these moves, and could more be coming?
I think so. I think cornerback is a position that he's gonna look under every rock to try to find some help. He's still got a lot of picks. Probably doesn't want to use all those picks to draft players in April. So
projected to have 10 for next season,
including the comp picks. Yeah. So I don't know if he's going to find anybody that's an upgrade over what they have, but I know he's going to keep looking. That outside corner is such an important, especially in this division. There's so many good receivers that you're facing twice a year. They got to be better, and they clearly don't want to put Cooper DeJean out there. Then you have to answer the question of slot. So maybe at some point Mac McWilliams will be an option. That might be in the third quarter on Sunday. I don't know, but I think that's one position that Howie's clearly going to keep looking. When you have this kind of issue at one position. And look, I'm okay with moving on from Slay. I'm okay. I thought Isaiah Rodgers maybe was worth trying to keep for, you got $11 million over 2 years. But they got to do something. And whether it's somebody who's here or somebody that Howie goes out and gets, they've got to find somebody.
I think they'd at least see what Ja'Cory Bennett can do. They already traded for him. Yeah. Keep an eye on tight end. I think that's a position that would make some sense to me. None of these guys are under contract beyond this year. I think they could use another one.
Could be.
Time now for the playbook presented by Supercuts. On the other side, we'll rank the Eagles' new additions since August, who will have the biggest impact the rest of the way. Plus, Ashlyn Sullivan details Kevin Patullo's debut as OC and which Eagles are most likely to replicate their Super Bowl performances on Sunday in KC. This is Birds Huddle presented by Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL.